Now, of course, I have a couple of sentences here that I want you to finish for me. Lokz is...
Light skin.
The point of no return.
E. Williams, CEO face, and you know, Paco, Melly Mel, had it cost me, D to the R.E. Wowzers, I try to tell these rappers, yo, go get away. Wowzers, we run this radio like every day. Wowzers, oh, don't be mad.
Now, of course, it never hurts to have parents who both share the spotlight, As they say, music is that universal language. So, what do you do when the bass player meets the vocalist? Well, it's called The Point of No Return. And it's produced for us, an up-and-coming artist in his own right. Of course, in the midst of us, we have a gentleman who's recently released his first official album with that same title, The Point of No Return. He breaks it down for the ladies who throw it all away, going as far as to tell them, I'll read your mind. He can stunt, and in this music business, he's only going up. He's a much welcomed voice in the R&B landscape, so much so that you have to let him know that he's appreciated when you see him. We have Lokz in the building. Welcome to Royalty Radio, my man.
This guy kills me. What up?
Not much, man. How you doing?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
No, most definitely, man. Most definitely. Now, of course, we always start off with names and everything. We always want to know why the name Lokz.
Well, whoever knows me knows that I'm pretty hard-headed.
Okay.
So when I got my mind set on something, no one can tell me anything. I stick to my vision. I got like tunnel vision. So
okay.
Yeah.
Everything else goes up.
Yeah. So I'm locked in. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But other than that, for 8 years of my life, I had dreadlocks.
You always had vocals, and you didn't start seriously doing anything until about roughly around 2005. Now, what was it that you think held you back for so long before you decided to actually take that step?
Back then when I was younger, I thought it was kind of weird, and everybody else thought it was weird, like for a guy to sing. It was like kind of not as cool.
Right, okay.
Yeah, but as I grew older, I didn't care what other people thought, so.
You just decided to take that.
Yeah, and then the girls liked it too, so I stuck with it.
Hey, most definitely. It's all for the ladies, man. But that's where it starts off. Now, in terms of singing and stuff, were you ever one who was involved in like poetry, writing poetry and stuff like that?
I was actually also a rapper.
You're also a rapper?
Years,
okay.
But then I gave that up.
What was your rapper name?
Same thing.
Lokz?
Yeah.
Okay.
I had a whole bunch of different names. I'm not going to get into it because they were really corny.
Okay, give us one.
Virus.
Damn. That's pretty crazy, man. That's pretty crazy. Okay, I got you. Now, of course, you also went to Trevis.
Yeah.
Now, you were there for a bit. You decided, you know what, Trevis wasn't for you. And you decided to quit at that point in time. When you left that school, what was your parents' reaction to that?
Well, my mother was pretty mad because she invested in a lot.
Right.
But after that, I found the Remix Project, and she was happy about that because they helped me a lot out.
Okay.
With finding people like ProLogic who worked there when I was there, and he took me under his wing.
Right.
And then ever since then, just a lot of great opportunities came along.
Okay, now of course, what was it that was so different from Trevis versus the Remix Project that you just meshed?
It was more hands-on, and it was around people who were doing the same types of things that I was doing.
Right.
And just Trevis is more like written. It's more in school.
Right.
And the Remix Project is more. It's like you're free.
Yeah. Right.
And you get to record there. You get once a week, 3 hours. I got to work on some music, and two of the songs that I worked on at the Remix Project I actually put on my album, The Point of No Return.
Okay.
And one of the songs is called The Point of No Return.
Right.
And the other one was Throw It Away.
Okay.
So yeah,
that's good.
And I thought they were good enough, so I just put them on.
Coming back to your album now, you have The Point of No Return. Why did you decide to choose that title? Did you have any options when you were choosing it, or you just stuck with that one?
I just felt like that's the vibe that I'm going through at the moment. Like, not much people know me at the moment.
Right.
But once I drop the album and push it, that's when people, that's the point of no return, right? You can't turn back because...
Right. Of course, production by Boy Wonder, ProLogic, ENJ, GMF, McAllen, and yourself. and King James, of course. Were those all the people that you originally planned on having within your album, or do you also have any people that you wanted to work with but you weren't unable to at that point?
Well, it was mostly gonna just be me, King James and Pro Logic.
Okay.
That's basically like the in-house
Right.
producer, in-house team. But after that, I just needed something different because I don't wanna keep writing to my own beats all the time, right? I wanna write to other people's beats.
Okay.
And so I hollered at GMF. He sent me a whole lot of beats. Chose one that I really liked and I could vibe to.
Okay.
Put that on the album. And then like the last song I actually wrote was the Going Up one.
Okay.
I threw that on there. I really liked it, so.
You have the title, one track called Break It Down. Now, of course, this sounds like a track dedicated to all those ladies and all those individuals who doubted you in the beginning.
Yes.
You know, seeing how far you've come and seeing how you've made it to this point, what do you say to all those who never really had that belief in you?
Buy my album, listen to the song. Break it. I actually had a different intro, but I thought that would actually fit better.
Okay.
Yeah. Came harder.
All right.
The other one was more soulful,
Okay.
but it was longer. Like there was half of the song was talking and the other half was me singing. I didn't want people to like have to wait to hear me sing, so yeah, I thought Break It Down was better than that.
Oh. Before we get into it, man, we have to define what an MC is, man. I guess an MC, when you take it into consideration, it's one of those underrated elements, you know, to the clubbing experience, especially if you go clubbing. I mean, they can enhance the crowd by just pumping that energy into them, you know, letting them go wild and crazy, you know, stuff like that. They do more than just point out random people, you know, like saying, hey, you're falling down or your shorts are looking bad or something like that. They do more than that, you know what I'm saying? MC Crazy Chris. This is the gentleman we have here. He's the voice of the party. He's one of Canada's biggest sound crews called Legacy Sound Crew. He's MC for various DJs such as John Jay, DJ Kicks, Charlie Brown, etc. And he's also hosted and MC concerts and parties for artists such as Drake, Miguel, Fabulous, etc. Welcome to Royalty Radio.
What's up, what's up, what's up?
How you doing, man?
I'm feeling good, man. Just here, you know.
You're
Getting over this flu, but
the flu's the flu's going around like crazy. Everybody in their mom gets sick these days, man.
yeah, man, it's holding me down a lot, but you know.
Of course, Crazy Chris, how did he get that name?
Oh, man. You guys must have heard of Bradford.
Okay, yeah.
Vertex, back in the days, you know. I used to do these all ages parties and they used to be like, yo, man, you're crazy. And I put one and two together, I'm like, you know, I should go Crazy Chris.
Okay.
From then I just started using Crazy Chris. Everybody just started using that name and just got bigger.
Of course, in terms of influence, did you have any influences when you're coming up?
Yes.
Okay, who were some of those influences?
My main influence was Kid Cut
Okay.
from Baby Blue Sound Crew, and I tell him this every day.
Right.
And I hope he's listening today to hear this.
Yeah.
'Cause every time I see him and I tell him, he's like, nah, come on, don't lie to me. You know, you don't have to lie to me. I'm like, bro, I'm telling you, I always grown up listening to you and said, you know, I want to be like Kid Cut.
Right.
And I still look up to him today, even though where I am, you know, I still look up to him as an MC because he's a real good MC. I think he's dope.
Sure. What would be one of those things that you probably take away from him in terms of adding to your technique for what you do?
That's a hard question.
Well, I mean, would you say maybe in terms of his cadence, in terms of his voice, in terms of how he speaks to the crowd, or what is it? Is there something at all about him that you would say, okay, you'd want to?
The way he talks to the crowd, the way he puts himself out to people, you know, I really like that.
Okay.
And people look up to him because his voice is really unique. It's different from other MCs, you know.
Right.
And that's when I'm MCing, that's what I like too. I like to, you know, not sound like any other MC. I just like to sound like Crazy Chris.
Most definitely. Spending your childhood living in Rexdale, growing up in that environment, did that influence the type of MC you are today in any way?
Yeah, because when I look at certain people or certain friends I grew up with, they're either in jail or dead.
Okay.
And I tell myself that, you know, I don't want to be like that.
Right.
You know, because I want the best out of life. Because my mom and my dad always tell me, you know, don't follow friends.
Right.
do what's good for you. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Be a leader. Don't be a follower.
For sure. And of course, how did they take did they take very kindly at the fact when you said you're just going to be an MC doing your thing?
My dad really didn't like what I was doing.
You should become a doctor.
You should become a doctor. You should become a teacher. Be a bank manager. Like those things.
Right.
But I kept it up.
Right.
I listened to him, I didn't do certain things, you know, I used to get in trouble.
Right.
And I used to sneak out just to go DJ. But you know, chain locks on, the door is locked. Or he put something behind the door and can't get in, I have to sleep in the stairs.
Oh,
Like stuff like that, you know,
Right.
but I kept it going.
okay.
Because this is what I like.
Right.
It's just like if you were supposed to be a doctor, you continue to work hard towards being a doctor. So
Right.
I like talking to people, I like entertaining people, and I kept it going, stuff
Right.
like that, yeah.
Okay. Now, of course, so I guess now he understands what you're doing and he respects it.
Yeah, I actually...
He may not agree with it, but he may respect it.
No, now
Or does
he
he
actually,
agree with it?
now he actually agrees with it.
Okay.
I go back to him and say, Dad, look, remember you used to stop me from like MCing and stuff like that. And look what's happening now, it's paying my life, true.